We are lucky enough to be sitting with the dude behind the hashtag. Take me to how exactly you had this idea.
Think back to like 2007, if you can. This is like the early days of social media. This is when, of course, Twitter was not something that people really knew about. And back then, we, meaning like a lot of like hackers in Silicon Valley, were using it as a way of just communicating with each other. And one of the problems that a lot of people had was that they just felt like it wasn't interesting to them. So a lot of conversations started up around how to create groups. How do we create a group that you go into and you're like, this is the stuff that I want to talk to other people about these things, and I want to use Twitter to do that. So I looked across what was going on out there, and there was this behavior in Internet Relay Chat, IRC, where you can create a new channel to go have a conversation in just by putting the pound symbol in front of a word. And I was like, well, why don't we just use that? And why don't you be, why can't you just say it as many times as you want? Like, here are all the different topics that I'm talking about. And that'll be the way that we create groups on the fly. So I proposed this idea on Twitter, no less, on August 23rd, 2007. And I got a lot of really mixed feedback. Some people were like, yeah, that sounds fine, whatever, no big deal. Other people were like, this is the dumbest idea ever. Your tweets look stupid, like, cut it out. And then at some point later on, a friend of mine who was down in San Diego, Nate Ritter, was essentially doing what we see now very commonly with like news stories, where he was taking information from different sources and then posting it on Twitter. And in this case, he was talking about the San Diego fire, this wildfire that was going on in 2007. His posts were very hard to track or to search for. So I was like, look, just use this hashtag San Diego fire in front of all your tweets about this thing, and now everyone can follow along, and then they can actually emulate that. They can copy you and do the same things. And so that's what he did. And after that, the idea just kind of like took off on its own.
When did you know that the hashtag had truly caught on?
It's really funny. I was driving around somewhere in like rural California, and I saw a billboard, and on the billboard for like this political candidate or something was like this hashtag, and I was like, oh my God, it just like left nerddom, and now it's out there in the world.
Do you ever walk by something with a billboard with a hashtag and be like, I did that?
Maybe once, maybe twice. Yeah, it happens.